We might as well do another mock. It is a Monday night here in Australia. Usually a Sunday night. We do this one. I've been jumping in with the Insight guys, but we pushed it to Monday. It's a holiday here for me, not for all of Australia, but where I live. So we're going to do it tonight. Welcome to Stuff It, a fantasy basketball podcast brought to you by Fantrax and FanDuel, part of the Old Man Squad network. I'll get all of the admin stuff out of the way early so that we can just jump into the mock and sort of keep that going. YouTube, go and subscribe, please. The numbers are steadily increasing. Dan, I know, wants to get it to 9,000. We're nudging it. We're getting close. Go and give this episode, give all of my episodes, all of the guys that are producing content for Old Man Squad, go and give us all thumbs up. Thumbs up. We appreciate it. So do that. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Do go and download the audio versions as well. That would be appreciated. And vice versa. If you're listening to the audio version, please go and give the video version a thumbs up. Do both. I know Josh has the whole double bang thing. Do that. I'm not going to say double bang, even though I've said double bang 3 times. Please go and do that. We really appreciate it. We do all this for free. We love bringing content to you guys, including mock drafts. You know I love mock drafts. Now I'm drafting from the 11th spot in this one. So it's a 12-team league, 9 categories, fairly standard. Look, I've got some ideas around one punt strategy I'm going to use here. I doubt I'm going to get Anthony Davis. People know that I do like drafting from about the 7 spot or the 6 spot and taking Anthony Davis. But I actually talked to, what show was it? It was one of my shows recently. Maybe with Dan. Anyway, it was a show talking about maybe it was my mailbag show, talking about my favorite spots to draft from this season. That 7 spot I like, and other than that, I like 11, 12. Now, I wanted 12 in this one, but Mally took the 12 spot, so I'm going to go with 11. Like I've said, I just think there's a lot of players in that sort of 9 to 18 range that could potentially be first rounders. Not saying they're going to be, but I think there's an opportunity to bag yourself 2 first rounders when you are picking in 11, 12, even 10. So we'll see how we go from the 11 spot. Now, normally I do this mid-show, but I'll do it so that we're not interrupted during the mock itself. But this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Jump over to sportsbook.fanduel.com. All of the preseason betting is there, all the futures, all the player props. Talked about a lot of those. 6th man of the year is not one I've really touched on, and I was looking through the names here before I jumped on, and it's actually, there's a few familiar faces there. Naz Reid, Jordan Clarkson are near the top. I guess they're too obvious. This award tends to go to a scorer, so someone who is coming off the bench and scoring 16 plus points, and theoretically both of those guys could do it, although Jordan Clarkson, we're not sure what his minutes will look like in New York. Reed Shepherd is on this list, but he could end up starting. Ty Jerome, I'm not so sure. They've got Scottie Pippen there in Memphis as well as a backup. Someone I actually don't mind. I was just looking through, and this will probably depend on, whether he comes off the bench, but also what his outlook is here. But that's Anthony Simons in Boston. So if Boston sort of just come to a realization that, hey, we're just going to play this guy 28 minutes, 30 minutes off the bench, see what he can give us, he could score 20 points a night off the bench quite easily for this team. And as I said, that is where this award tends to go. It tends to go to players that score. They don't have to do much else. So if Anthony Simons does come off the bench from opening night and is sort of on this roster for the majority of the season, then I actually don't mind him. He's plus 1,500 at the moment. So, if you're looking for a 6th man of the year, not a long shot by any means, but someone to keep an eye on, Anthony Simons might be worth it. So head over to sportsbook.com sportsbook.fanduel.com to get your bets on there. Let's get into the mock now. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going. Actually, we don't need that one. Let's remove me from the stage. We don't need to see me. So, drafting from the 11th spot. Which should give me a bit of time to talk. I mean, obviously, it'll come to my two picks quite quickly, almost back to back. So it won't be as much talking during the picks, but for the other 20 picks, I have a bit of time to go through who's being taken, if anyone's going too high. We're 1 second away. Here we go. Now, God knows who is actually in this draft in terms of physically in the draft room. Hopefully everyone is here, but we'll find out. We usually have one not turn up, but we'll keep an eye on things here. So we've fairly standard. We've got Jokic, Wemby, Luka goes at 3 ahead of Shea. Now Flanders is one of the inside guys, so he's there as well. Can't always tell. The names are meant to be green when they're in the draft room, but I think if people are just idle, maybe it changes to black. I'm not sure. Matty G, fairly certain he should be here as well. What are we on pick wise? Must be a 45-second pick timer. So not too quick. I sort of prefer 30 seconds for mocks, but 45 is fine. So Shea went at 4, Giannis went at 5. Matty G is at pick 6. Is he? Maybe he's not here. He should be here, surely. Anyway, let's just jump ahead to me here. So picking at 11, who have I got my eyes on? Look, I'd love Trey, but chances of Trey Young falling are pretty low. Well, there's Matty G. He's just jumped in. Timer expired, but I think he'll be okay with K there. So yes, Trey would be ideal, but I doubt I will get him. I think Anthony Edwards will go here at 7, potentially Anthony Davis, and then it becomes a bit of a free for all. So let's have a look. Yes, there goes Anthony Edwards. So I would certainly take Anthony Davis here at 8, but this is pretty much where it opens up from, and there goes Trey Young. So I'm not going to get him, which I didn't think I would, and I didn't think I'd get Anthony Davis. He goes at 9. We're up to 10, and then it's on to me. So I'm probably going to lean into. I'll see who I can get. There's a lot of names here to take. I think I'm hoping to get Tyrese Maxey. I guess my thinking being that I want to get points and I want to get assists early. They are the two hardest categories to get late in drafts. Tyrese Maxey will do both of those. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean his assists, he's not sort of the 8-9 assists. Where are we? I'll grab him and then it's done. All right, so we'll go Maxey. We're then on back-to-back for Mally, assuming he is here. And if he is here, that means we're all here. He may actually be recording a show, so he should be here. So maybe he's going to talk through his picks. So these may take the full sort of 40 to 45 seconds. He goes with Harden. So who am I going to pair with Maxey? Like I said, I'm looking at points and I'm looking at assists. Booker would have been another guy here, but he actually went before me. So I'm not going to get him. Let's see who Mally goes with here. Is he going to also lean into this kind of build? So he goes with Cat. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at there's lots of names here. Donovan Mitchell's there, Jalen Brunson. Do I go early on a LaMelo? It's a mock. In terms of the right player for this build, LaMelo is perfect. You know what? I'm going to take him. It is a mock. If it was a real draft, I'd be hesitant. But I'll go with LaMelo because, as I said, points, assists, very good. He also gets steals, and that is the category. If I'm going to go into this as a guard-focused build, so looking at points, threes, assists, steals, and free throw percentage, Steals is often the category, as it is with my other build, that tends to. Well, I tend to overlook it, not on purpose. It just tends to happen. And if I'd gone someone like a Booker there, which I couldn't, obviously, or even if I'd gone Trae Young, not high steals players. LaMelo could be 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 steals. Obviously, it comes down to health. The fact he played in the preseason game today bodes well for, in my mind, that he is relatively healthy. Now, this is a third-round reversal, this draft, so it is going to jump back to me once we work through the second round, which will put me at pick 25. So I can start setting up a bit of a queue, and I'm going to throw Jamal Murray in my queue. I'm going to throw Ja Morant. I don't know if I'd pair Ja Morant with LaMelo Ball. In terms of skill, fine. I think that they're great together, but yeah, I'm just not sure. I was going to throw Donovan Mitchell in there, but he's also gone. Jalen Brunson, I'm not that high on. I will throw Jalen Williams in there. More because he can fill my power forward spot. So in a build like this, I need to fill that center spot. I need to fill that power forward spot reasonably early, or I'm stuck with a ninth round center that isn't necessarily going to contribute a lot. So I'll throw them in there. Who else could we put in here? Just simply scroll down. I mean, I know who I'm looking for. I'm looking for guards. Dyson Daniels. I don't mind. I'm going to throw Austin Reeves in there. Pretty high on him this season. Trey Murphy's another one who can fill that power forward spot. I sort of had one eye on Giddey, but he of course went. Brandon Miller is there as well. I'll keep adding a bit later, but I mean, that gives me a few names to pick from. So I will go Jalen Williams here, I think, if he's available. He gives me guard stats, but from the forward spot. So, and in Fantrax, one of the benefits of Fantrax is that I can shuffle my roster around. So even though Jalen Williams may default into my small forward or shooting guard spot, I can manually go in during the draft and change him to power forward, and there he goes. So I'm not going to get him. All right. Do I... Actually, let me just pop the stats up there. Jalen Johnson is sort of... He's someone I've got my eye on here as well. Do I sort of go all out here and... Oh, there goes Jalen Johnson. All right, well, I'm not getting him. Do I just fill my center spot here? Because Şengün is sitting there now. He gets assists, he gets steals. His free throws are just a bit iffy. Yeah, Jamal. Okay, so it's on me. I'm obviously loaded up with guards here, so I can just default to someone like a Jamal Murray or a Ja Morant. And I mean, Ja Morant is a perfect fit for this build. My concern is that who do I get as a center later? I don't love Ja here, but yeah, I know Şengün. Let's go Ja. All right. We'll go with Ja Morant. So I can move things around here a little bit. So you can see I can move Maxey to shooting guard and then actually move Ja Morant into my point guard spot. So free up the flex spots there. All right, so it's 20 picks until it gets back to me. Let's just do a bit of a recap. So after I took LaMelo, we went with Steph Curry, Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Scotty Barnes, LeBron James, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, and Jalen Johnson. We then jumped back to Mally with Sabonis. I took Ja Morant. Zion, that's probably the earliest I've seen him go. And then Şengün goes with the fourth pick of the third round, followed by Holmgren. So, yes, I am going to need to get some forward-eligible players here coming back to me. So we're going to be looking at pick... what are we at now? We're at 29. So 36. We're going to be looking at 48, 47 for my next pick. I'd love to get Brandon Miller. And his ADP is sitting around 50. So there's a chance he's there, but I feel like he will probably go. I might even throw Cooper Flagg in here into my queue. I haven't really landed him in a lot of spots this year, but pick 40, 47, going for a guard-heavy build. Flagg is not the worst. He'll hit threes. His free throws aren't terrible. He'll get some assists. He'll get a steal or two every now and then. I do need to start thinking about centers, though, and at least sort of filtering through players and which centers are going to fit my build, and then sort of where can I target them in drafts. So Jaren Jackson is a good one, but he's already gone. Let's just have a look at centers here. So really what you're looking for is centers that don't hurt your free throws, decent in points. So I'm certainly not saying, there goes Cooper Flagg. That's probably as early as I've seen him go, 34, too high, I think. So centers that don't hurt your free throws, that's sort of as like someone like a Miles Turner doesn't hurt your free throws. The only thing is he doesn't get any steals or assists. Vooch is not a bad fit. I'll pop him in my queue. Doesn't get any steals, but he will get sort of 3 to 3.5 assists, I think. All right, let's have a look. And just sort of being wary of those steals as well. So I'll need to make sure I'm grabbing someone. Let's just keep going through the centers here. Okongwu is actually not a terrible fit. Again, he doesn't get a lot of assists, but the free throws are okay. And he's someone that I can probably get a little bit later. Obviously, your Kesslers, your Claxtons, they're pointless in a build like this, so I'm not really considering them. I mean, the rebounds are a little bit wasted, but Jalen Duren, pretty good from the free throw line. Porzingis, again, nice fit, bit of a risk though. But I'm going to have to get a center, I think, with one of my next 2 picks. So it's probably going to be, let's just get rid of that so it's not centers. Siakam, he has center eligibility sometimes, but not at this stage. He doesn't. So, I'm not going to look at him. My assists are pretty good here. Let's just look at steals. Now, obviously, Dyson, I'll throw him in my queue. I don't think he's going to still be there. Obviously, he would really help my steals. Interesting that Fantrax project him at 2 per game. I feel like he'll be better than that. Who else have we got in here that gets me some steals? Saar, someone else I'm really high on, but just doesn't really score. Free throws are an issue, so I'm not going to pop him in my queue. I'll put TJ McConnell there. He's a good late round target in a build like this. Dyson still hasn't gone. Let's quickly recap some names. We got up to Şengün. Holmgren went with the 5th pick of the 3rd round. We then had Banchero, Jaren Jackson, Denny Avdia. A bit early on him too, I think. Bam Adebayo, Cooper Flagg, Derek White, Miles Turner. Then we start the 4th round with Jamal Murray, Jimmy Butler, Jalen Brunson, Ivica Zubac, Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, Franz Wagner, Dyson Daniels. There goes Dyson there. So coming up to me, look, I'm probably going to look at Porzingis here. Man, I've got some risk with this team. LaMelo, Ja Morant, and Porzingis. If they all play 65 games, then I'm pretty happy. But there's a chance they all play 35 games as well. So certainly some risk. Like I said, if this was a real draft, I wouldn't be putting those 3 together. I do think where I'm drafting them. Oh, there goes Porzingis. All right, I'm not getting Porzingis. I do think where I'm drafting them is realistic. So, yeah, thanks, Matrix, for sniping me there. So, do I go Vooch or do I go Duran? I mean, Vooch is probably safer, I guess. Probably going to score a little bit more than Duran as well. And we're at 47, which I think is okay for Vooch. It's not great, but I just need to get a centre. So let's go Vooch, and then I'm done. I don't need to worry about my centre spot. So we can look at filling a forward spot. So Trey Murphy is sitting there. Brandon Miller is still there as well. So hopefully Malley doesn't take Murphy and Miller, and I would be happy to take one of those guys there. I think Brandon Miller probably has slightly higher upside on the defensive end than Trey Murphy. Saying that, Trey Murphy isn't terrible. There goes Trey. Oh, God, don't tell me. He took Trey Murphy. If he takes, Brandon Miller here, I'm going to have words with the Insight team. I'll have to go on their show on Wednesday when we record it and just let fly. Oh, he did. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. This is a PG show. I can't say what I think. All right. I'm going to queue. Oh, I've got Austin Reeves in my queue. He is probably next. The issue for me is the lack of steals for him. But I just think he's probably... De'Aaron Fox is there. Do I just go De'Aaron Fox maybe? Yeah, look, I'm going to go De'Aaron Fox. I know he's injured, but more assists, more steals, more points. Yes, he's a point guard, but in saying that, I actually think Austin Reeves only has... No, surely he's got... can I look at... Oh, no, he does have forward eligibility. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think Reeves will be sitting there when we get back to me. I can't believe that Malley and Matrix took Porzingis, Murphy, and Miller. They're talking about it on their show right now, and ridiculous. Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, we move forward, don't we? There's nothing you can do, especially when you're not the commissioner of the league. I can't. I could type something in the chat here, actually, and I'm going to. Who invited Malley? Oh, there goes Austin Reeves. So obviously not there. Now there's a chance that they're not really monitoring the draft chat. That's all right. I'll be on their show this week. We can chat. So Austin Reeves goes. So all right, it's going to come back to me. Still a while to come, and I still haven't filled. Oh yeah, he has gone risky. Still haven't filled a forward spot, so I don't really need to have a Kongwu and Duran in my queue, so I can remove them. Let's have a look at forward eligible players and who we could pick up here. Herb Jones, good fit, doesn't score. That's a concern. Really? I swear when I look at a player, they disappear. I was just looking at OG Anunoby and off he goes. All right, who are we looking at in forward eligible players here? Paul George, stat-wise, is a good fit here. But yeah, I don't know. With my team, I'm just trying to avoid Philly, I think, altogether. So, yeah, not too interested in him. Actually, someone I could put in my queue here is Shaden Sharp. I think he could be in for a pretty good year. At least it's certainly a start to the year. I'm going to throw in hang on, you got to type surname. Oh, do you? Is he gone? Oh, he's not a forward. Sorry. I was looking for Reed Shepherd and wondered where the hell's he gone. There's Reed Shepherd. Let's throw him in the queue. All right, let's recap some picks. So after I went with Fox with the second pick of the 5th round, we had Embiid, Reeves, Pritchard, Bain, Pirtle, Anunoby, Levine, Duran, Kobe White. Nothing really jumps out at me there. Embiid, I'm not touching Embiid, but that's fine. That's in terms of where he's gone there. Sarr Thompson, everyone's starting to reach for him, aren't they? I should have just shut my mouth. I wasn't looking at him in this draft, though, to be fair. All right, who have we got? Forward eligible players. I have to get at least one, if not two forwards. Here, what about a Cam Johnson? Let's throw him in there. Buzelis, gee, that's high on Buzelis. He's gone. So Braino has gone Asar and Buzelis. Yeah, two guys I'm very high on. That's fine. Doesn't leave a lot of room for value, especially for Buzelis. But I'm okay with it. Larry Markkinen goes next, followed by Mark Williams. Do I look at Miles Bridges? He's a good fit here as well. I'm always a little bit cautious to have more than one Charlotte player because we just it's such a mystery. What about he's probably forward eligible. Cameron Thomas from the Brooklyn Nets. Let's throw him in there. I feel like he's going later, but in a build like this, forward eligible player that can get you 20 plus, 22 plus points. I'm okay with it. He doesn't steal the ball. I did go De'Aaron Fox with that last pick there. With my, what was that? That was my 5th pick. Went with De'Aaron Fox. So I think my points are okay. Threes are pretty good. Assists are pretty good. Free throw percentage should be decent. It's probably points and steals I'm looking at. I think just looking at I've got Melo is okay. Maxey's okay. They're all fine, except for Vooch, obviously. He drags down that category. But Morant, Maxey, Ball, Fox are all 22, 23 plus point scorers. So what if... I've still got this sorted by steals, actually. Obviously, I'm not going to take any of it, like Marcus Smart, Herb Jones, bit early for him. Let's just go back to rank and have a look at who's sitting at the top here. And you'll see, running through these names, none of these guys are high-volume steals players. So do I just sort of lean into points and then grab some specialists late? Because I'm not terrible in steals. I just think it's not a strength. So do I look at... There goes Miles Bridges. So do I look at like a Cam Thomas and a Shaden Sharp here? Both are forward eligible, so I am feeling I'm just not getting steals. I'm aware of that. I'm gonna go Shaden Sharp and put him in my forward spot. And look, steals are a category you can get late. So we're going to come back. I'm going to be we're coming back in the end of the 8th round. So we're near pick 100. Dante DiVincenzo will be there. Tamani Kamara, probably not. Kaysen Wallace, Tari Eason, Herb Jones. Yeah, there are guys. I've got TJ in my queue already. Let's see who Mally goes with here. But there's a few steals specialists there that I can just tack into my queue and see. Okay. So Matty G, I said I just took his Sharpie. I did. All right, there goes Jalen Green. All right, I'm going to go Cam Thomas here. I think. Just quickly run through my name. Yeah, a lot of it'd be him or Cam Johnson. I'll go Cam Thomas. And what are we at? 75. I'm okay with 75 for Cam Thomas. In a build like this, especially, he's like a top 50 player, so that's fine. Now we have a rest, don't we? Yeah, steals are what I'm going to have to lean into here. I think my points and threes are pretty good. Assists are pretty good. Yeah, it's going to have to be steals. My free throws should sort themselves out. But it will be steals. So we're coming back at 100. I doubt Tari Eason will be there. I think he'll be gone. I think Tamani Kamara will probably be gone as well. I'm okay taking Reed Shepherd if we get back to where we're up to and he's there. Case and Wallace, it's probably fractionally too high. Now, it obviously gets tricky now to get players that are going to score 20-plus points. If you have a look at, if we sort by points here, there's only, and I mean, this is one set of projections, of course. There's only, well, I'm not going to count Kyrie because I'm not going to play a whole lot. There's like 4, 5 players that are projected at 20 points. Jeremy Grant, I don't think he will. Colin Sexton, I don't think he will. So there's really not, you're not really going to get a 20-point consistent scorer here. Actually, I'm going to throw Brandon Ingram in my queue. Again, weirdly passive on the defensive end. For a guy with such length, yeah. Sort by steals again. Let's have a look. Anyone I've missed? Suggs. Pop him in my queue. You can never have too many point players in your queue. If you're sort of umming and ahhing about a player, just put him in your queue. It doesn't hurt. Devin Vassell. Well, there's a wonky projection. They're saying he'll score 19.7 points per game. Will he? I can almost guarantee that he won't. 15, maybe. Now I'm assuming. Okay, yeah, I was looking for a player. Let's roll through some names. Let's start with. Where did we get up to? Duran, Kobe White. Okay, well, we'll start with the 6th round and we'll go through. We had Buzelis, Markkanen, Mark Williams, Michael Porter Jr., Garland, Hero, Gobert, Poole, Randall, Miles Bridges. I took Shaden Sharp. Then we had DeAndre Ayton and Jalen Green on the turn. Cam Thomas, Norm Powell, Alex Sarr, Walker Kessler. Kessler, super value for Kessler there. 77. Wow. Quickly, Hartenstein, Jarrett Allen, DeMar DeRozan, CJ McCollum, Paul George, and Mikal Bridges brings us to the end of the 7th round. Time-wise, not going too bad. All right. What are my stats looking like now? Yeah, I'm okay. That is one thing you can't do in Fantrax that I wish you could is just have some projected standings. You can do that in Yahoo. Now, again, it's one set of projections, so it's not a be-all and end-all, but it is at least a guide to where you're sitting. It'll give you a rough sort of, hey, I'm terrible at this category or I'm really good at this category. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll be first, but you might be. If they're saying you're first, you're probably a top 3 at least. So it's going to come back to me in probably 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. Now, like I said, steals is what I'm looking at here. We're up to pick 88. So I'm okay taking Reed Shepherd, I think. Yeah, the points, not great. But Cam Johnson is still sitting there. Tamani Kamara is still sitting there as well. So I could really load up on points, on steals, sorry. But if I was to take those 2 guys, it's not ideal for points. And also I need to keep an eye on my assists because I'm looking at steals and points shifting away a little bit. Although I think Reed Shepherd will be okay for assists. I think he'll be 4 to 5 per game. And if we do sort by assists here, scroll back up, there's actually not a lot of high volume assist guys left. You're looking at 5 assists maximum. TJ McConnell is right up there. Kamara just went, so I can't load up that heavily. A lot of 5s, 4s in terms of assists. No one sort of jumps off the page to me there. Some injured players, obviously. Scoot, I'd certainly take him in this range. DeJounte would have gone if he wasn't healthy. There goes Donovan Clingan. Not a lot of excitement on this list of names, is there? Pajemski's there. His free throws are pretty bad for a guard. All right, it's coming up to me. Metrics on the clock. We're at pick 94, so I'm going to be at pick 96. Now, remember I'm pretty sure Matrix is on the show with Mally and Brano, maybe? So they're probably talking through their picks as well. Let's see who he goes with. 4 seconds. He goes with Herb Jones. Okay, so getting some steals there. So I'm okay with Reed Shepherd here at about 100. We're at 90, 95, 96, 95. So, I think I'll go Reed Shepherd. And so he's pretty good for steals. Assists will be fine. Probably still need some steals, though. I think I can probably get TJ coming back. Okay, so he goes with Josh Hart with the 12th pick of the 8th round. He wasn't on my queue, obviously. So I think it's still steals, free throws to some degree. Tari Eason is still sitting there. I do have to fill my power forward spot. He's not super in this build, but steals are okay. There goes Kevin Porter. Okay, so it's on me now. Tari Eason free throws are not. And they're fine. Do I just fill my forward spot? Because I've got guys here. Like I've got Case and Wallace. I've got DiVincenzo, TJ McConnell. I think I can get them later. So I'm going to go with Tari Eason. He fills my power forward spot. He's probably, 76 from the line, 75, 76. He'll give me a 3. He'll give me 1.2 steals. Won't really give me much in assists. But getting him and Shepherd there, I think, really helps my steals. Which means I can, have a look at these guards. I've filled my my forward spots now. Now, I do only have 3 forwards. So I probably need to get at least another 1 or 2. And how deep are we going? We're going 14 rounds. Let's recap. Where did we get up to? Talked about Kessler, I know that. CJ McCollum. So Paul George went with the 11th pick of the 7th round, followed by Mikal Bridges. We said those. All right, so the 8th round, D'Angelo Russell. Keegan Murray, RJ Barrett, Andrew Nemhard, Onyeka Kongwu, Brandon Ingram, Cam Johnson, Tamani Kamara, Donovan Clingan, Herb Jones, Reed Shepherd to me, and Josh Hart. We then started out the 9th round with Kevin Porter. I went with Tari Eason, Bradley Beal, Tobias Harris, John Collins. Pretty boring section of the draft, to be honest, in this range. We're sort of on that, it's not a crossroads, but we're sort of in that range of, do I start taking flyers yet, or do I still need to get some safe picks? Because we are still picking active roster spots. There's 10 active roster spots in this league. Obviously, you're not playing 10 guys every day, but yeah, it's a tricky point of the draft. So we went Tobias Harris, John Collins, Anthony Simons, Zach Edey, Draymond Green. Yeah, you'll see I've got lots of guard guys there. Let's just sort. Maybe let's sort by ADP. Let's have a look which players are on. Could be on people's radars at the moment. Christian Brown's an interesting one. Just those free throws. Why can't he hit free throws? Why can't NBA players hit free throws? Always does my head in, these guys. They practice, well, should be practicing every day, but they can't make free throws. It's just baffling. They get better at everything, but not free throws. All right. Keyshawn George, I'm going to throw him in there. Talked a little bit about him. I think he'll have a good start to the season. Once Koulibaly's back, we'll have to do a bit of adjusting, but I think Keyshawn George will do a little bit more offensively. He can get assists. He's a very good defender. My next pick is going to be 121, I believe. Yeah, okay. So I've still got 5 players in my queue. There goes. So Isaiah Jackson went with the first pick of the 10th round. VJ Edgecombe, Jay Huff. So I'm probably looking at 121. Yeah, we probably want... Let's sort by free throw percentage. Just see if any names jump off as I scroll down there. Keontae George. I'll pop him in my queue. A lot of these guys are they're just low volume. So they're actually not, although they're 84, 85, 86%, when they're only shooting 1 a game or 1.5 a game, yeah, not a lot of benefit there. I'm going to throw Bryce Sensabaugh in my queue. I like him. May not do a lot, but if I can get him right towards the back. Chris Middleton, I will absolutely throw in my queue. Everyone's just forgotten about him. And he could be 15, 5, and 5. And for a guy that I could get at, 120? I'll do that. Yeah, all right. Let's... It's not really going to be a lot of points, guys, here. So it's... we'll go back to rank. Let's sort by rank again. Actually, let's... So if we look at TJ there, he's an 80% free throw shooter. DiVincenzo, I feel like he's pretty good from the free throw line as well. Middleton is fine. Suggs, not as good. Wallace is fine as well. Certainly not elite though, is he? A lot of these guys who's sitting at sort of 75%, 76%, just get better, guys. Try harder. So I think I'm actually going to look at, we'll see who Matrix goes with. I don't want to. I'm actually going to go with Chris Middleton here. I think. Like I said, we're in that flyer, maybe not flyer, but we're in the 10th round. So I will take Chris Middleton there. And look, maybe I get 3 months of top 80, and then I drop him, or we'll see what happens. We'll see where he goes, see what his role looks like. But yeah, I'm okay with him there. And then coming back, I've got some options. Sensabar, I think I can probably get later. Maybe I go Keyshawn George here with my next pick. Middleton also a forward eligible player, so that's beneficial for me. He just gives me that another rotation forward. There goes DiVincenzo. Who I had in my queue, but all right, let's go with Keontae George or Keyshawn George. They're both there, aren't they? Let's go with Keontae will give me points. Keyshawn will give me other things. Yeah, I'm going to go Keyshawn George. So a couple of wizards there. Now, I know there's risk with drafting Washington players, but it's the back end of the draft, so some of that risk is eliminated, I think. All right. Do we need to recap? Let's do a bit of a recap. I was reading out the names, but let's start with the 10th round again. Bit of doubling up here, but Isaiah Jackson, VJ Edgecombe, Jay Huff, Khalil Ware, Brandon Pajemski, Devin Vassell, Benedict Mathurin, Mitchell Robinson, Christian Brown, Jaden Ivey. I went with Chris Middleton, and Dante DiVincenzo closed out the 10th round. Now we're certainly in flyer territory now. 11th round, Andrew Wiggins, Keyshawn George, Santi Aldama. Let's see who is available when we come back around. So I would love to get TJ with one of my next 2 picks. We have 3 rounds after this one, as you'll see there on the screen. So I will look at... I like all of these guys. I think Suggs will probably go... potentially, although people are pretty low on him, just with the addition of Desmond Bain, some injury concerns. So yeah, I actually wouldn't mind Keontae. Something like a TJ and a Keontae George pairing would be fine. I'm getting points, I'm getting threes, I'm getting assists, I'm getting steals. And that is one of the advantages of picking on the turn or close to the turn and the back end of drafts. You can almost, because a lot of the guys we're looking at in this range are going to be good at 1 or 2 categories, and that's about it. You can almost pair them in your mind together to form one player. So I want to find in the first 2, 3, 4 rounds, I'm looking for a player that's giving me guard stats. At the back end of the draft, I can pair or almost merge 2 players together to form one good player. So I want to find someone that's good at points and threes, and that might be Keontae George. Someone that's good at assists and steals, that's TJ McConnell. Cason Wallace, also good at steals. So he could hypothetically fit that build, although doesn't have the assists upside of someone like a TJ McConnell. In saying that, Keontae George could get 4 assists as well, depending on which direction they go in with their rotation and where Isaiah Collier fits in there as well. So he's someone you could look at here if you were looking for some assists and modest steals, let's say. So we're almost at the end of the 11th round. After Aldama, we had Aaron Neesmith, DeAndre Hunter, Nick Claxton, Jaden McDaniels, Derek Lively, Nikola Jovic, Cam Whitmore, Zachary Riesachet, and Dennis Schroeder. Really good value on Lively there, I think. Yeah, people are just down on him for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Spoke with Josh Lloyd on my show earlier today about Lively and where we sit on him for this season, and yeah, we were both of the opinion that he's getting slept on. Alrighty. So let's see. We'll see some weird names go off the board now. There goes Kuminga. Look, I mean, love him or hate him, getting Kuminga at pick 100 and what are we at? 133. Absolutely fine. We'll see some good picks here. We'll see some questionable picks. Derek Harper goes there. Look, if Fox misses a little bit of time to start the season, then Harper gets a nice 1 to 2 week bump, I think. Interesting, though. I still don't think we've had Stephon Castle go, have we? We have not. Let's sort by rank and just have a look at who's sitting here that I don't think should be sitting here. Look, there's actually no one really jumping off the page. There goes Suggs. So he did go before my next pick, which I thought he would. Sam Hauser is someone I've got my eye on as a very late round, sort of last round player. Lonzo, although his free throws are so bad. I'll leave him in my queue. Trey Johnson, although I don't really want a third Washington player, I don't think. There goes Nemesh Cater. So, yeah, Castle still sitting there. Scoot. Those hamstring injuries are just concerning, aren't they? Let's put Colin Sexton in there. He's not going to get 20 points a game, but I think he'll still play probably 28 minutes, even though it looks like Con Knipple is going to start. Oh, really dry eyes. Taking TJ McConnell. I don't like that at all. All right. Scoot would be perfect here. He'll get me points. He'll get me threes. He'll get me assists. But I don't know how much he's going to miss. But 12th round, do I just grab him, throw him in my... Well, I don't anymore because he just got drafted. Maybe I need to just shut up. Talk about a player, they get drafted. All right. Well, I've still got some names here. Lonzo is not really on my list. Let's go Keontae George. What are we at? 143. That's fine. I've then got the back-to-back Georges there. And I might go with my next one. Probably Cason Wallace. Only 2 rounds left. It might be Cason Wallace. He's not going to score a lot, but I did just take Keontae George, and he could be 15 points, 16 points a game. I know Alex Barutha likens him to, there goes Stephon Castle, likens him to, or the situation to what we saw from Kobe White a couple of years ago, where we were sort of waiting, and finally he got his opportunity. And look where he is now. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. Utah, it's a mystery, isn't it? Imagine supporting Utah. What a ride. So just waiting on Mally to make his pick here, and then I'll make my pick of Cason Wallace. And then let's recap. So we talked, I said Jonathan Kuminga, so he was the first pick of the 12th round. Dylan Harper. Oh, VPrem has just commented, come on, Kingy. I'm assuming he may have wanted Cason Wallace there, which is fine because he took Scoot from me. So there you go. Dylan Harper, Davion Mitchell, Jalen Suggs, Namesh Cater, Sam Hauser, TJ McConnell, Bilal Coulibaly, Scoot Henderson, PJ Washington, Keontae George, and Stephon Castle. 13th round, Aaron Gordon, Cason Wallace, Quentin Grimes, Scottie Pippen. And all right, let's load up my queue here. I'm going to take Lonzo out because I actually don't want him. Sensabar, I will take. Sexton, I will take. Obviously, is DeJounte even still there? Have I said his name? Oh, DeJounte is still there. I don't know. I mean, do I just take, given I'm picking second to last, take DeJounte? Well, honestly, I don't think he'll be there. He'll go in that last round. But yeah, take him, put him in your IR spot, pick up someone else. If he's there, I'll do that. I don't think he will be there. So I'll probably look at Bryce Sensabaugh with my next one. Yeah, I mean, there's some guys there. No one exciting, is there? Marcus Smart, God. There goes Con Knipple. Kyle Kuzma went with the 5th pick of the 13th round. Colin Sexton, Con Knipple. Oh, Kuzma was an auto pick. There you go. That's very fitting, isn't it, for someone like him? Igor Demon. That's how you pronounce it. So many players here that just do zero for me. They don't get me excited at all. Trey Johnson is one that does a little bit, but as I said, I don't think I can pick 3 Washington players within 5 picks of each other. That just makes me feel a bit yucky. We'll see if DeJounte. Look, let's put DeJounte in my queue. If DeJounte lasts that long, I'll grab him. Chances are he won't. I mean, do I just grab Kyrie? It's a long time to keep someone in your IR spot, though. Potentially the whole year. So I think that decision would be determined by what how many IR spots you have. If you have 2, I don't think I'd do it. If you have 3, I'd consider it. More than 3, then I think you're okay. So we had, where did we get up to? Demon. I talked about Demon. Yes, I mentioned him. So Jalen Wells went with the 9th pick of the 13th round. Klay Thompson, Ace Bailey, Al Horford. And then the final round, the 14th round, Kyle Filipowski, Daniel Gafford, Jabari Smith, Lonzo Ball. And we have, 8 picks remaining? Adem Bona. Really nice late round pick there. Not for me, obviously. I don't need his skill set on my team. Buddy Hield goes next. So Murray is still sitting there. Thought Matty G might have taken him, but he didn't. Sensabar is sitting there as well. There goes Jeremy Sohan. Not a bad last pick. One, two, 3 picks to me. Now, 9-Cat Goat took Kuzma with an auto pick in the last round. So chances are he maybe he hates his team and he left the room. I don't know. What are we sitting at time-wise here? Sitting at an hour. Okay. There goes, so Kelly Oubre, which wasn't an auto pick. Okay, maybe he was revitalized there for whatever reason. We're on V Prem, goes with Taylor Hendricks, really nice late round pick as well. So I'm going to get one of Sensabaugh or DeJounte Murray here. Unless Matrix somehow drafts two players. He doesn't, so I will go with DeJounte. And as soon as this draft is over, I would go into as soon as waivers opened or whatever, I would go straight in, make it a priority, move DeJounte to my IR spot and pick up Bryce Sensabaugh there. Unless he's drafted here, of course, by Mally. And given what he's done to me tonight, there's a chance he does that. Let us see. He's really riding this down. 8 seconds for the last pick. Who did he even go with? He went with Simi Shitu, and that was probably because of his name and nothing else. So there you go. All right, let's just make this bigger. Let's look at my team here. So obviously went with a really guard-centric team here. Tyrese Maxey, LaMelo Ball, and Ja Morant were my first 3 picks. A bit of risk there. LaMelo, that's... If I took LaMelo, I wouldn't take Ja, and if I wanted Ja, I wouldn't take LaMelo, I think, in a real draft. I went with Vooch. I would have rathered Porzingis, but of course he went before that. I then took De'Aaron Fox. I would have rathered Trey Murphy or Brandon Miller, but Mally took him back, or took those 2 players back to back. Grabbed Shaden Sharp, Cam Thomas. I don't mind those picks, both of those guys there. Reed Shepherd I took at about 95 or something, I think it was, which is, I think that's a safe range, safe enough. Tari Eason, Chris Middleton, Keyshawn George, Keontae George, Kaysen Wallace, and DeJounte Murray. Not too bad. I'm not going to do a big deep dive here because we are sitting at an hour already. But there's my team. I'll post this up on Twitter just so people can have a look at my team. And potentially I'll get some of the Insight guys on to talk through their teams, or maybe I'll jump on their show during the week or something and do a bit of a breakdown. So, yeah, look, hopefully that was beneficial. It was a bit different from my usual builds. I was sniped in quite a few spots, but that happens when you're drafting with knowledgeable people. So it's just something you have to be prepared for. Now, we had a 45-second draft. Add me back to the screen. We had a 45-second draft pick timer. So if you're in a real draft, you'll do longer than that. You'll probably do a minute or 90 seconds. So you'll have a bit more time if you are sniped. But really good way to practice and just be prepared is to run through some of those mocks. Vantrax has mocks, Yahoo has mocks, so do go and check those out, jump in. We're doing draft-only leagues over here at Old Man Squad, so if you want to be part of those, jump into the Discord server. I'm pretty sure Dan's got that in his Twitter description, so you can jump in there. There's a Stuff It channel, and when we finish the draft-only league, I'll roll out another one. And they tend to fill up pretty quickly. So that's another really good way of drafting, almost doing a mock draft, but with a bit of money on the line. It's not much. It's $5 or $10, but it just gives people, I think, that incentive to draft properly. So yeah, jump in there if you want to. Reminder to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Give this video a thumbs up. Give all of our videos thumbs up. Go and find the audio versions on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you consume your podcast content. Give it a download. Listen twice if you want to, but if you don't want to, just download. Those numbers do add up. I'm going to let everyone get out of here. I'm going to get out of here before everyone goes to bed. I'm Adam King. This has been Stuff It, a fantasy basketball podcast. We are done.